Hi everyone, my name is Titila and this is my mom Mimi, and we are doing a web Ethiopian cooking show just for you because so many people keep asking us, how does your mom make this stuff? And because every time they taste her food, it's so amazing. So we've decided to share it with you, and thank you so much for tuning in. And today we're going to be making Misir Wat, and that is split lentils. Right? Isn't that what they are? Yeah, split lentils, and we're gonna learn how to make that today. And it's a very simple process, and we're not using anything that's fancy schmancy. We're only using stuff that you can find either in your grocery store or at the international market close by where you live. So we're also starting with something that's not too complicated, so you can keep following us, learn more stuff as we do more things. Okay, we're going to start out. We've already listed the ingredients that you will need to cook this meal. We're going to start with 2 heads of onion. We can use yellow onion or red onion or both. You can mix it. The red onion is it sweeter, Mia?
No, stronger.
Oh, it's strong. It has a stronger flavor. So if you want more of a sweet, mild flavor, you're probably better off cooking with just with the yellow onion rather. And truthfully, the 2 times that I've cooked, I've only used yellow onions because it's usually much easier to find in your grocery store, just the yellow onion. But if you want a stronger, more flavorful sauce, you can mix both.
But never use the sweet onion. The sweet onion and the yellow onion are different tastes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say sweet onion earlier. This is yellow onion. Don't use sweet onions for really any Ethiopian dishes. Don't use those. Now, we're going to start by mincing the onions, and my mom has already prepared that part. So that's the 2 heads of onions chopped up pretty good. So you can use a food processor to do that, or you can do it with just a knife and just running it through. We put that in the pot. This is really a huge pot, and we're doing it for convenience sake, but you really could use a smaller and medium size, especially if you're cooking for either yourself or 2 or 3 people. You could use a much smaller pot. However, for today, we're using this because it's easier to show you how it's prepared in a bigger pot. So we start by sauteing the onion with oil. And you've already seen the amount of oil that you would need. It's half a cup of oil.
I'm using corn oil for today, but you can use, except olive oil, you can use any kind of oil.
Okay, so you heard that. We're using corn oil, but you can use any type of oil except olive oil. Because from what I know, and I'm not an expert, olive oil does not do well when it's cooked, and it burns faster, and so on and so forth. But that's what I've heard. Okay, when you start with a heat that's a little high. Well, not all the way high, but higher than when you start simmering it. We generally saute the onions with the oil. When does the minced garlic? Okay, you can put the minced garlic and ginger mix together to saute with the oil. Now, my mom minced the garlic and the ginger herself. However, me being the lazy cook that I am, I generally go to the Indian store or international market and buy ginger garlic mix. Ginger garlic paste actually is what they call it. And I keep that in the fridge so I don't have to chop garlic. It's not easy to peel garlic or ginger for that matter. So take the easy way out any time you can. We're gonna give that a couple of minutes to get hot and start cooking. What's gonna happen afterwards is we're gonna add the tomatoes. Oh, the berbere. Oh, let me tell you about this lovely thing. This is berbere. It's red pepper powder. And if you're watching this video, I'm almost 100% sure you like Ethiopian food. This red pepper powder is usually sold in Ethiopian stores, in Ethiopian markets. I know in Atlanta, the farmer's market, I have heard, no, I don't live there, but I have heard the farmer's market there carries it. But there's also several stores, several Ethiopian markets that carry the berbere. If you live in big cities, you know, New York and Atlanta and LA, really a lot of places, even here in Memphis, you can find this in an Ethiopian store. In the event that you absolutely cannot come up with one, then the Spanish paprika would probably be the closest family member to this, but do your best to find the actual berbere, because the flavor, it's a huge difference in and the spicing is different. It matters in the flavor is basically what I want to tell you.
In the meantime, we'll prepare this one. If there is anything in it, just look through it. Usually they sell it clean, but sometimes
there might be like what is it, like little pebbles or something sometimes that I've encountered, but generally they're pretty clean. And you know, the lentils you can find, you don't even have to go to the international market these days, because you could really find them at Kroger or even Walmart, or if in the international, in their international section, or you can find it at the international market in your area or the Indian store.
Sometimes they are too easy to cook, so if you use hot water, it will make the process faster in the cooking. So it's always better to wash it out with cold water.
And anytime you cook Ethiopian food, I highly recommend having your vent on, because both your house, your clothes, your hair will be smelling like delicious cooked onions. And you'll end up going to the store and people will be like, I smell onions around here. That has happened to me on more than one occasion, but I don't mind, because the food tastes so incredibly good.
I usually keep the onion for a little longer, but at this case, to give the berbere cook longer, the longer you cook it, the milder it will be, so that it doesn't get too hot for you. I'll cook it together.
So I also want to point out, my mom likes her food a lot hotter than I can stand it, so keep in mind, just because this recipe calls for how much berbere are you putting in here, Mia? 3 tablespoons? Okay, yeah, this calls for 3 tablespoons. If I was cooking it, I'd probably go with 1.5. I just want to point that out. So you could bet she's also using crushed tomatoes to make it a little, yeah.
And the other thing is the Misir sauce. The Misir, when you put the lentil, it dissolves the color so fast. Yeah. That's why I put 3 and add tomato for the color.
Yeah. You want it to be red. You want the end product to look more red than light yellow, unless you're cooking a different kind, which would be you could make this as a yellow sauce, but that's different ingredients with what's I forgot. Oh, I forgot. But that was turmeric, yeah. So we'll do that another time, but for today that's not what we're making. Therefore, if you want it to maintain the color, also like I was telling you guys earlier, instead of replacing this with Spanish paprika, you can do half and half, and then that way it will maintain the color, but it will not be as spicy hot as this one might turn out to be. I will tell you, I wish this camera can pick up the smell. It smells delicious. If my son was here, he would be saying that. Grandma? That looks good.
Now we could give it time, the onion and the paprika to saute together.
So how long would you say this part should take? 10 minutes? 10 to 15 minutes? Okay. And then you lower the heat at this point. Especially, you see, my mom can cook with any kind of pot. Mine has to be a non-stick because I've ruined too many pots, and now we've resolved to just using non-stick so that doesn't happen. However, lower the heat so the flavors could just work into each other. And once with okay. Okay, so as you heard, now we use injera, which is the Ethiopian bread, the flat bread that I'm sure you know what it is, and we'll show you what it is. And at another show we'll show you how to make injera, which is a long and drawn out process. But you can eat this as a main dish, or you can eat it as a side dish. If you're a vegetarian, absolutely main dish. If you want meat, you can't put meat in here. I've never had it cooked with meat, but you can have a different type of sauce that's made with meat, and this could be eaten right along that. You can eat it with injera. You can eat it with any kind of bread. I sometimes use Italian bread. You can use it with pita bread, chapati if you want to. So you can use any kind of bread to eat it with.